Hello and welcome to Volume 2, Episode 19 of The Talent Show, powered by TTEC. I'm your host today, Sierra Sanchez. Every other Thursday at noon Eastern, we focus on TTEC's most valuable asset, its talent. The people who bring the skills, the drive, and the life to TTEC. After all, people are at the heart of the TTEC human experience elevated. With that being said, let's hear a little bit about where everyone's from. Every week, it's so exciting to see all the different regions that drop in. So drop a message in the comments and let us know where you're tuning in from. And meanwhile, today, I'd like to also announce that this week, we're kicking off Hispanic Heritage Month. So Hispanic Heritage Month was established in the United States to appreciate and celebrate the colorful cultures, rich histories, and diversity of accomplishments in shaping the U.S. made by the Hispanic and Latinx American communities. We kick off the month-long celebration on September 15th because it coincides with the Independence Day celebrations to 5 Central American countries while acknowledging 15 other Spanish cultured countries. And we had a live yesterday on Facebook to officially kick off. So we're just adding, the celebration keeps rolling. But let's see, we have a bunch of, Texas, New Jersey, oh wow, Mexico, Hyderabad, Brazil. So quite literally, we have a global audience today. That's so exciting. Welcome. And also today, we've invited a special guest to celebrate, Judith Amendra, our Vice President of Global Human Capital and Talent Acquisition here at TTEC. So welcome, Judith. With over...
Thank you, Sierra.
With over 17 years of international business and human capital experience, Judith has led teams in the implementation of traditional and innovative strategies in the areas of marketing and communications, public relations, learning and development, talent acquisition, compliance, performance management, succession and employee engagement, and employee retention. She has a deep expertise in international business and multicultural markets, and has played key roles in leading global cultural transformation. Most importantly, Judith believes in building a people-centric culture that allows our colleagues to grow and reach their full potential. So we're so excited to have you. Welcome. Yeah, so tell us more about how you celebrate your culture in your daily life as we kick off Hispanic Heritage Month.
Yeah, so first of all, thank you for having me in the show. I'm super excited to spend a few minutes with you today. So this is definitely a special month for all the Hispanics living in the U.S. and a lot of those are celebrating Independence Days. And it is a holiday in Mexico today, which is where I originally am from. I've been in the United States for about 20 years now, but I was born and raised in Mexico. So being a Latina is something that is very, very close to, is who I am. It is part of my culture. It is part of my daily life. Family, I would say, is probably one of the things that characterize a lot of the Hispanic community. So you will always see during the Hispanic Heritage Month a lot of celebrations. I think my job and what I do at TTEC is also pretty much is a big portion of what it is part of my daily life. So when I joined the company, something that was very important for me was to find an organization that believes in a family culture, in a culture that is based on values, that believes in work and teamwork and collaboration, because that, I believe, is one of the most characteristic attributes of the Hispanic community. Up to this day, every day I wake up to my father sending me a message saying, "Buenos días, mi niña," which is good morning, my little girl. And I don't think it matters how old you are. That's always something that bond is always very, very important for us. So having a culture that is collective, we believe in the collective power in the Hispanic community. So you will see that translate a lot into the leadership that I try to exemplify and demonstrate with my teams. And I think the way that organization actually works as well. So We will have some fun celebrations actually happening with some of my friends, and I'm excited. There is so much that the Hispanic community has contributed here in the United States, and for years and years, I think a lot of people try very hard to make sure that Hispanics were properly represented culturally, politically, economically, and we are in a place where I think our voice is being heard, and I think and celebrated as well, and I think that's something that makes me very, very, very proud.
I love that. I love all because it's there's such like personal elements that you can bring from your home life into your work life that really just enhance it. And it's the relationship building. And
Absolutely.
with that being said, so how share more of the importance you think for companies across for hiring Hispanic and Latinx employees into leadership roles?
Mhm. So look at TTEC about particularly here in the US, 60% of our employees come from a minority group. And that doesn't happen by accident. It has always been very important for us. I know that there has been a lot of conversations lately about diversity and the power that diversity and the great results that you can get by bringing diversity to your organization. Again, a lot of conversation happening in the last 2 years. For us, that's always been very core to who we are as a company. We have Hispanics across the entire organization, from frontline employees all the way to leadership. And I think for me has been the journey at TTEC, the fact that the organization has always been behind and supporting my career progression. It is a great example of what we stand for. I think a lot of other businesses will benefit by bringing leaders with a diverse background, with a different perspective. Work ethics is something that is very, very inherent to our culture. Is very within us. Like to have very strong work ethics, to think about people first, to have a very humble leadership style. So I think all of those components are things that can benefit any organization. And I think you can find with the growth of our Hispanic community, you can find people in any different fields, from engineering to leadership to accounting to marketing, and I think bringing that to your organization will bring tremendous value. I shared with someone before. For me, English is my second language, and I had the opportunity at some point in my career at TTEC to lead the Global Employee Communications Group. And that was for me a great testament of the commitment of the organization, where my accent, my background, my gender, or none of those things mattered in the opportunities that was being provided. So I would love for everybody to be able to experience that.
I love that. That's because you always hope to be with a company culture that not only like expects growth but allows for growth. Like
Mhm,
that's such a gift as well. And
mhm.
so I guess tossing this question back to the audience, what about your heritage is something that's inspired or helped you like in your career? Because as Judith said, I mean, it's from even like her family relationship, but that she can bring that into interacting with the rest of her teams and kind of like there's like a special care that goes into that. So drop in the comments what about your heritage is something that's inspired or helped your career. And I guess, Judith, you have a very interesting career story here at TTEC. So tell us about it and how you grew into the role you're in. And what obstacles did you have to overcome along the way?
Thank you. Like I said, I've been with the company for about 14 years. I started initially, I had a role for about a week or 2 weeks when I joined the organization. And then somebody said, "Oh, you have a background in marketing. We really want to start a talent acquisition marketing group. So why don't you help us with that?" So it has been very dynamic. And I think that's one of the things that has been very exciting for me. I like to continue to be evolving. And like I said before, I had the opportunity to be in multiple different roles within human capital, within deal support, and recently within the communications and marketing organization as well. And all of those components have given me visibility to multiple different areas within the business. For me, as I mentioned, it was very important to see the commitment of the organization that they had to my career progression and to my journey. And be able to see that where, like I said, your gender or your background or your nationality, it really didn't make a difference in the opportunities that I was being provided. So that has been very key for me. TTEC has also been a huge part of my immigration journey into the country. I just recently became an American, and super excited about that. There's so many great things about this country, and I think a lot of people that immigrates to the United States, they come really looking for that American dream, and you don't take things for granted. And I think that's something that needs to be, recognized and celebrated. And I think everybody's looking for a better path, and you leave a lot of things behind when that happens. You leave family behind potentially, and your country, and a lot of things, looking for a greater opportunity. And like I said, TTEC has been a great part of my immigration journey, helping me get to this step. And so I'm super excited about that.
That's amazing. That is very inspiring. And I think because I talked to you before I started at TTEC, and the note there was like in you explaining your career journey at TTEC and explaining the evolution, like through there is opportunity for growth at this company, which is you don't find that everywhere. But I was so inspired by your commitment for 14 years to one company, because you just know that that's a place where people want to stay. And so that I like, what a testament. And then to it being a part of your life in other ways, like bring just all the opportunity that's come when you stay and invest in your career at a great company.
Absolutely.
So we are so happy you joined us. I know you have a busy day, you're in a big position. So thank you for joining us today, Judith, to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month, and for your work to diversify and enrich our company culture at TTEC. It was a true pleasure.
Absolutely. The pleasure was mine. Thank you, Sierra, for your time.
Yes, thank you. Pleasure's ours. And if anyone else would like to join us here to celebrate your career daily, let's take a look at some of those hot jobs on ttechjobs.com. So here we have ttechjobs.com. You can pop in, search any keywords. Are you in marketing? There might be a job for you. First featured job this week. We have a bilingual inbound customer service representative for Spanish open. During a typical day, you'll join some fun, talented, and witty teammates as a customer service advocate who will take the lead in providing the best possible customer service experience. You'll use creativity to ensure that the organization is meeting the customer's requirements on a day-to-day basis. And we're looking for someone who is bilingual in English and Spanish with 1 year of customer service experience, that has the ability to adapt and excel in a fast-paced work environment, and that has the passion to drive and make a difference. So that's the first one. Second one, we have a senior instructional designer. It's in Mexico City, but it's work from home. So that is very exciting. The instructional design department at TTEC serves a critical role in the business by understanding the internal and external customer needs, then interpreting them and transforming them into training and resources. This role will also be responsible for design, development, delivery, management, and measurement of the client knowledge base. What you'll need is 4 years of experience in instruction design, knowledge of and practical application of adult learning theory and instructional design principles, excellent presentation skills, and it would be great if you had experience using e-learning software such as Captivate and knowledge of Adobe Photoshop, Flash, and HTML. So check out those jobs on ttecjobs.com. That's it for our show, and I hope you enjoyed the talent show powered by TTEC, because TTEC is powered by our talent. I want to take a moment and thank our guest again, as well as everyone who works to make this show possible, and of course, everyone who came out to spend a little time with us today. We'll see you in 2 weeks on September 30th.